This is Michael Coffey, pastor of First English Lutheran Church in Austin, Texas, and this is another Tiny Desk sermon. This is my first take on the readings for this coming Sunday, an impromptu sermon. This Sunday is October 22nd, and it is lectionary 29 or proper 24a. I'm going to read the gospel reading, which thankfully is much easier than the last several Sundays' gospel readings in Matthew. This is from Matthew 22, 15 to 22. Then the Pharisees went and plotted to entrap Jesus in what he said. So they sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians, saying, "Teacher, we know that you are sincere and teach the way of God in accordance with truth and show deference to no one, for you do not regard people with partiality. Tell us then, what do you think? Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not?" But Jesus, aware of their malice, said, "Why are you putting me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin used for the tax." So they brought him a denarius. Then he said to them, "Whose head is this, and whose title?" They answered, "The emperor's." Then he said to them, "Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's." When they heard this, they were amazed, and they left him and went away. Well, first of all, this is another example of people confronting Jesus and trying to one-up him, trying to trick him, and he never falls for it. He doesn't get drawn into their traps. He always speaks from a place of authority and a place of confidence and knowing who he is and knowing who God is. And I love the fact that he never goes for these trick questions. Well, this is a interesting text for this Sunday. For us, it's Stewardship Sunday. And the text does not exactly go along with the idea of giving money to God, well, to the church. So it may go against the grain of some stewardship talk, but maybe we'll get to where it actually is a really great stewardship text. So I am struck by the repeated use of the word emperor. When you live under an emperor, you live, by definition, in an empire. And the Jesus says, give what belongs to the emperor, give it to him. And that's the coins that have the emperor's face and the emperor's name. The tax was paid in the coin, so go ahead, give it to him. It's theirs. I find this challenging and liberating because when you live under an emperor, when you live in an empire, and in many ways we always live in some kind of empire, there's always a price to pay. Whatever the empire gives, the empire is going to take back in some form. The question is it going to take the other things from you? Is it going to take your heart and your mind and your soul? Because those do not have the emperor's name on them. They are not stamped with the face, the seal, the name of the emperor. Jesus is saying, you have God's name on you. You have God's face imprinted on you, which is what the Genesis 1 being made in the image of God implies. You belong to God. How are you going to give you to God? And how are you going to not give you to the empire? We have to wrestle with this kind of thing every day, not just at tax time. We have to wrestle with how much of ourselves we are giving to the dominating cultural forces that extract a lot from us, or at least try to. How much of ourselves do we give away when all we should be giving is our coins? You know, if you don't let money be the main thing in your life, paying your tax, giving the empire what it wants because it came from the empire, that's no big deal. Giving up yourself, your heart, your mind, your soul, your love, your devotion to anything other than God is something that robs life from us. It diminishes us. So I hear in Jesus' words an encouragement, not simply to think about taxes, but to think about our lives, ourselves. We belong to God deeply and utterly. How do we give ourselves to God today? Acts of love, words of encouragement, resistance against the empire when it tries to take things from us or others that it has no right to take. That's what Jesus calls us to. May we be strengthened by the Spirit to do it. Peace to all.